In your pursuit of wealth, never forget your worth. We'll talk about more of this in today's video. When you're focused and rolling along on your financial journey, it can be really easy to simply put on the blinders, hunker down, and forget that there are many other aspects of our lives which require our energy, our attention, our focus, and our dedication. It's also incredibly easy, really too easy, to become so wrapped up in our financial story and the things that we tell ourselves around money that we forget there are other facets of ourselves that define us, create moments of joy, and form our larger purpose in our lives. American society in particular is really bad about assigning a person's perceived worth to their career choice and subsequent earning potential. Really, we see this in some form in every culture around the world. There are perceived classes of people, there are different levels to aspire to attain, and then there are the haves and have-nots. Haves and have-nots of every single culture. Sadly, I think a lot of this is just simply human nature. Whether we want to admit it or not, whether we realize it or not, we are wired subconsciously, biologically, to evaluate our positions constantly in relation to others and adjust course accordingly. All of that being said, now is a really good time and we can really use a reminder to remember that our worth as human beings is not tied solely, really, or even significantly to our financial net worths. Our balance sheet does not determine our character, and it certainly does not predict who we are and how we are going to turn out on this journey of life. When I teach financial concepts such as net worth, I often encounter individuals who, once they tally up their numbers and look at everything, they become really, really discouraged. They may be embarrassed by their debt load. They may be ashamed that they haven't saved or invested more. Whatever the situation, what I try to tell them in those moments is that tactically, there is so much that we can do to adjust course, change these behaviors, and change the outcome. But the deeper work, and in some cases, the harder work, but the gratifying work, is when that individual can not only assess the numbers and assess their past mistakes, but they have to look at those mistakes, identify lessons learned, and then truly accept three different things. The first is that their current situation does not have to be their future situation. And you do have the ability, the sole ability and sole responsibility to redirect in order to improve your future. You have that power. Two, that these people you are worth the hard work, the effort, and the focus to accomplish this, to change financial behaviors. And third, and maybe the most important point, is that even if you are in a difficult financial situation, you are still valuable, you are still worthwhile, and you are still a contributing, awesome human who belongs in this world and has a greater purpose. As much as I study money behavior, as much as I love money and I see it for the valuable tool it is, I remember I've created a side business, a job around this line of work. I do love money because I see what it can create in our lives. When we leverage it as a tool, it can create incredible impact and power and creativity. And yet, it isn't everything. Don't forget that about your own story. Don't forget that your family, your relationships, your purpose-filled work, your goals, your dreams, your heart, and your soul, those are the things that create and ultimately define your worth as a human, not your money. That's it for today. If you like the content that I'm putting out, please ring the bell to subscribe below and tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Did you ever deal with this reckoning in your life where you thought maybe your financial worth was equated to your personal worth? How did you face your experience? Tell me about your experiences in the comments below. I'm always reading. Thank you so much and have a great weekend.